Benvenuti a Roma. Welcome to Rome, once the capital of the biggest empire in the world 2000 years ago and still the center of Christianity. And welcome to another edition of In Bed with Luxury. My name is Charles Paddington. I have checked luxury hotels all over the world, and this time we go to a luxury hotel which was called Heaven on Earth by French writer Jean Cocteau. The Hotel de Russie, managed by the Rocco Forte luxury group. It's a classy hotel located between the Piazza del Popolo and the Spanish Steps in the center of Rome. It's a posh neighborhood, and famous people like film director Federico Fellini and Italian actor Anna Magnani lived here, as well as world-famous painters. Via Margutta used to be a quarter of craftsmen, of stables and workshops, until in 1953 the movie Roman Holidays, starring Gregory Peck and Audrey Hepburn, changed it all. Peck's film apartment in Via Margutta is still a destination of pilgrimage. And there's also an essential location of the movie La Dolce Vita, the famous Harry's Bar. It's quite near. Did you know that the term paparazzi for celebrity photographers derive from a ruthless photographer character named Paparazzo in the movie? Well, but now let's check into the world-famous Hotel de Russie. Located between two of Rome's most beautiful piazzas, this jewel of a hotel opened its doors in 1818 as the Grand Hotel de Russie et des Îles Britanniques. The name derives from the Russian imperial house, the Roman aristocracy and British gentlemen who gave elegant parties here. After World War II, it became headquarters of RAI, the state-owned Italian television company, and in the year 2000 it was turned into one of Rome's first so-called designer hotels by the Rocco Forte luxury group. The house has seen legions of famous guests in the past and in the present. Rome's elite loves the place. This is due to the prime location, the elegant and yet modern design, and the courtyard with its classy bar and restaurant. During our stay, we had a prime minister at the next breakfast table. But what makes the de Russie really special is the Giardino Segreto, the magic secret garden. Maybe this is why Jean Cocteau described the Russie as heaven on earth. the way, you can't rent this magnificent rooftop terrace. It is part of Count Vaselli's apartment. He is the owner of the property. The Rocco Forte group does manage it. Your Mr. Paddington has stayed in the suite, and I have done a thorough tour to all categories in the hotel, and I can say I really liked it. Maybe the bathrooms are a bit too old-fashioned for me, but the accommodation in general is top. This Rocco Forte property offers 122 rooms, among them 34 suites in 7 categories. The design is based on a clever mix of classical accents and contemporary colors and features. Elegant Rome meets modernity. If you can afford it, choose either rooms looking to the garden or on the top floor. Mr. Paddington's impression: rooms and suites are really great, and there's a seamless progression between rooms and suites. But have a look at yourself. Though the rate for this particular suite could make your face a bit pale, it's nevertheless value for money. Luxury has its price. And for most categories, the rate include a free one-way airport service, also breakfast and complimentary non-alcoholic drinks in the room bar, complimentary pressing of a garment, and free Wi-Fi. Why is this hotel so popular among Rome's bright and beautiful? Well, of course, it is the al fresco venue. The classy Stravinsky bar in the courtyard is famous for its cocktails and serves also light dishes. And it's a great theater of life. Have a Garibaldi drink, Campari and orange, and just watch well-dressed men in suits and ties and beautiful ladies dressed in fashion. Men are not allowed to show up in shorts. The gourmet restaurant Le Jardin de Russie is the reign of a talented executive chef, the Tuscan Fulvio Perangelini, who tries to keep it simple on a very high level. You will not get a fresh oyster looking like a baked Wrigley chewing gum. It's fine Italian food, like a perfect linguine alla vongole, pasta with mussels, for 28 euros by the way, or an astice grillato alle erbe, a lobster with herbs and side dishes for 45 euros. In winter and inside at breakfast, it gets a little bit crowded, but in the warm season, it's a magic experience in a garden quoted as heaven on earth. The story of the Rocco family is an almost unbelievable one. This family once owned the biggest hotel and restaurant empire in the world in the 20th century. It's a story of the rise and fall of an empire and of a successful comeback. Let us begin the story with the time of Prohibition in America. Italian-born Charles Forte, who had come to Scotland as a child, was a young man when alcohol was banned in the United States, and criminals like Al Capone made a fortune by selling alcohol illegally. At the age of 26, Forte read an interesting article in a newspaper about milk bars, now popular in the US. And in 1934 he decided to open his own one in a top location in Regent Street in London, just near the Royal Cafe. But Forte's milk bar was not a success and he lost money. To make it profitable, the young Mr. Forte ruthlessly sacked some of his employees, enlarged the shop at the same time, and, following this recipe, opened one milk bar after the other. Within 60 years, the ambitious entrepreneur created the biggest hotel and restaurant empire in the world, including 800 hotels and over 1,000 restaurants. But the empire was built on unsolid ground with a huge load of debts. In 1993, after 10 years of difficult cooperation with his father, his son Rocco Forte sacked his meanwhile 83-year-old father, Baron Charles Forte, as chairman of the company. But this family feud could not prevent the disaster that followed. In a hostile takeover, the Fortes lost their company to the television and leisure giant Grenada, who paid the astronomical sum of £3.9 billion. But the family ended up solidly with £350 million in cash. So in 1996, Rocco Forte and his sister Olga Polizzi started a new hotel group. This time a small but very fine collection of luxury hotels. The first one was the Balmoral in Edinburgh, where Rocco's grandfather had opened a small cafe, the Savoy, in 1911. One of the meanwhile 14 acquisitions was the famous Brown's Hotel in London, which had inspired Agatha Christie for a novel. And one of the latest Rocco Forte projects is the Westbund Hotel in Shanghai. And here we are, back where we started, at the beautiful Trevi Fountain. I hope you liked our little expedition to the Hotel de Russie in Rome. For further information about this legendary hotel, like the best room, the best travel time, or the worst thing about it, have a look at our website. There you will also find lots of other luxury hotels checked and tested by In Bed with Luxury. And now enjoy a short ride to the top of the Pops, Rome's very best sights to see. See you at another edition of My Hotel Adventures, your Charles Paddington.